Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Everyday Podcast, where we make learning English easy, fun, and practical. I'm your host, Dave, and today we have something a little buzzworthy to talk about.
Ooh, sounds exciting. Hi, everyone. I'm Sophia, the co-host, and I bet many of you are sipping on this popular drink right now. Here's a hint. It's warm, it's energizing, and it's something people around the world can't live without.
That's right. Today, we're talking about coffee, the magical drink that wakes us up, gets us moving, and brings people together. Coffee is so popular, it's part of everyday life for many people. But it's more than just a drink. It has some surprising benefits, and we'll even share a few fun facts that might blow your mind.
Yes, exactly. Coffee is everywhere. You see it in movies, TV shows, and probably in your own kitchen every morning. So today, we'll dive into what makes coffee so great and what fun things you might not know about it.
And we're joined by our amazing vocabulary expert, Marco. Marco will help explain some of the new words and phrases we use today. So stay tuned until the end for his breakdown.
Can't wait to go over some coffee vocabulary with you all. Coffee is such an interesting topic, and the words around it are just as exciting.
Awesome. So grab a cup of your favorite coffee, whether it's espresso, cappuccino, or a simple black coffee, and let's jump right in. Okay, so coffee is obviously more than just a morning drink for a lot of us, but what makes it so special? Sophia, why don't you start us off with some of the main benefits?
Sure thing. The first big benefit of coffee is that it helps you feel awake and alert. That's because coffee contains something called caffeine. Caffeine is a natural stimulant. It basically tells your brain, wake up. It's why so many people start their day with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's like your brain's own alarm clock. I don't know about you, but I need my coffee in the morning to get moving.
Same here, and caffeine can help improve your focus too. So if you're studying or working, a little coffee can make it easier to concentrate.
I've also heard that coffee might have benefits for our long-term health. Is that true?
Yes, that's true. Some studies suggest that coffee could help your brain stay healthier as you age. Drinking coffee regularly might lower your risk of certain diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Both are serious brain conditions, and coffee might help protect against them.
That's incredible. And it makes you think, maybe coffee isn't just for energy, but also for overall health. What about antioxidants? I keep hearing that coffee has a lot of those too.
Great point. Antioxidants are natural compounds that help protect your cells from damage. They're important for our bodies, and coffee is actually a major source of antioxidants. Some people get more antioxidants from coffee than from fruits or vegetables.
Wow. So coffee is like a mini health boost in every sip. I had no idea it was so powerful. And if it gives you energy, keeps your brain sharp, and protects your cells, it really is a super drink.
Exactly. But remember, it's important to drink coffee in moderation, which means not too much. Too much coffee can make you feel jittery or anxious, and that's not fun.
Good advice. Balance is key, right? Coffee is amazing, but it's all about enjoying it in the right amount. Now let's have some fun and talk about coffee's fascinating history. Did you know coffee has a bit of a legendary origin story, Sophia?
Oh, definitely. And it's one of my favorite stories. It's said that coffee was first discovered in Ethiopia, a country in Africa. A goat herder named Kaldi noticed his goats were acting really energetic after eating some red berries. And those red berries, they were coffee beans.
Oh wow, imagine discovering coffee because of your hyper goats. I'd say Kaldi was one lucky herder.
Totally. And coffee quickly spread from Ethiopia to other parts of the world. Eventually, it became a global sensation, enjoyed by people everywhere.
Here's something I didn't know until recently. Coffee is the second most traded commodity in the world. Only oil is traded more.
Oh, that's true. People depend on coffee not just for energy, but as a big part of the economy. Millions of farmers, traders, and baristas around the world make a living from coffee.
That's pretty impressive. Coffee connects so many people, from the farmer who grows it to the person who drinks it every morning. And it's not just about work. Coffee is part of culture too.
Yes, you're right, Dave, but did you know coffee houses have been around for centuries? In the Middle East, coffee houses were places where people gathered to talk, share ideas, and enjoy music. They were like the original social media platforms.
That's a great way to look at it. Coffee houses weren't just about drinking coffee, they were about connecting with others, and I think that's still true today. People meet in coffee shops to study, work, and hang out.
Absolutely. And in some cultures, coffee is more than just a drink. It's a gesture of kindness or hospitality. In Turkey, for example, coffee is a big part of weddings. During a Turkish wedding ceremony, the bride and groom drink coffee together. It's like a toast to their new life.
That's beautiful. And in so many places, offering someone a cup of coffee is a way to show friendship or love. It's amazing how a simple drink can mean so much. All right, Sophia, we've talked about all the good things coffee can do, but what about the myths or misunderstandings about coffee?
Oh, there are plenty. One common myth is that coffee makes you very dehydrated. People think that because it has caffeine, it must make you lose water. But actually, coffee isn't more dehydrating than other drinks, especially if you drink it in moderation.
Interesting. So I don't need to worry about drinking an extra glass of water every time I have a cup of coffee?
Not really. As long as you're drinking coffee in moderation, it's totally fine. And here's another myth. Some people say coffee can stunt your growth, especially for kids. But there's actually no scientific proof of that.
That's good news for all the coffee-loving kids out there. Another common myth I've heard is that coffee can be bad for your heart. Is that true?
It's a bit more complicated. Drinking too much coffee can make some people feel like their heart is racing. But for most people, moderate coffee drinking is safe. Some studies even suggest that moderate coffee consumption could be good for your heart.
So it really comes down to that word again, moderation. Not too much, not too little.
Exactly. Enjoying coffee responsibly is key.
That's very informative. Thanks, Sophia. All right, listeners, it's time for our vocabulary breakdown with Marco. Marco, can you help us understand some of the words we've talked about today?
Definitely, Dave. Let's take a closer look at some key words and phrases. Caffeine. Caffeine is the substance in coffee that gives you energy. It's what makes you feel more awake and alert. It's also found in tea, chocolate, and some sodas. Antioxidants. These are natural compounds in coffee that help protect our bodies from cell damage. Antioxidants can be found in many foods, like berries and green tea, and are good for your health. Commodity. A commodity is something that is bought and sold in large amounts. Coffee is a major global commodity because people around the world buy and trade it every day. Dehydration. Dehydration happens when your body doesn't have enough water. Some people worry that coffee can cause dehydration, but drinking it in moderation usually won't have that effect. Moderation. This means a balanced amount, not too much and not too little. Drinking coffee in moderation is the healthiest way to enjoy it. Hospitality. Hospitality is the act of welcoming someone and making them feel comfortable, especially as a guest. In many places, offering coffee is a way to show hospitality. And there you go, listeners. More vocabulary to add to your conversation. Back to you, Dave and Sophia.
Thanks so much, Marco. That's super helpful for our listeners who might be hearing these words for the first time.
Thanks, Marco. It's always fun to talk about vocabulary, especially when it's related to something as universal as coffee.
Absolutely. And listeners, remember, these are words you can use in daily life. You'll hear them in conversations, read them in articles, or maybe even see them on coffee shop menus.
Exactly. And it's good to practice saying them out loud too. So maybe next time you grab a coffee, you can try using one of these words. And don't worry if it takes a few tries to remember them. Just hearing them used in context can make them feel more natural over time.
Well, I think that wraps up today's episode on coffee. We hope you learned something new about coffee and enjoyed the conversation as much as we did.
And maybe the next time you sip on your favorite cup, you'll remember the history, culture, and health benefits that come along with it. Coffee really is a drink with a lot of depth.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in till the end. If you enjoyed today's episode, please remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. It really helps us keep bringing you new and fun content to help you learn English.
Yes, please do that. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.